A beautiful day to you, dear learners. Are you doing great today? I'm glad to hear that. I'm Sir Jesse Guzman, your English teacher for today. Are you excited for today's topic? Come on! But before that, grab your pen, paper, and self-learning modules. Let's begin this exciting journey and discover new things in learning English. Welcome to our English audio lesson. Summarizing teaches students how to recognize the most important ideas in the text, how to ignore irrelevant information, and how to integrate the central ideas in a meaningful way. Before we start our discussion, let us have an objectives. At the end of the lesson, you are expected to 1. Make generalizations. 2. Summarize various text types based on elements. Have you experienced to receive a letter from someone? If yes, what would you feel? If no or not, what kind of letter would you want to receive? So we have three kinds of letter. We have formal letter, informal letter, and semi-formal letter. Let us read this passage about letter. Asma's letter on Christmas is different in some ways. 1. It is not a greeting card. 2. It is a letter addressed to Jesus Christ, who is not a common person, relative, friend, or acquaintance. Jesus, for the Christians, is the son of Mary. And 3. The letter is asking for some explanation of the untoward happenings here on planet Earth. Lastly, the letter will not be mailed but will be placed on the altar for the angels to carry to Jesus. Amazingly, different in three ways, the letter holds the greatest message of all time. The message of love and justice, of brotherhood and sisterhood. Let us have a comprehension check. Did you understand the passage? What is the passage all about? Okay, the correct answer is Asma's letter on Christmas. Next, what is the first way that holds the greatest message of all time? Okay, the answer is the letter is not a greeting card, but the message for Jesus Christ. How about the second way? What is it all about? Okay, the correct answer, it is a letter addressed to Jesus Christ,
who is not a common person, relative, friend, or acquaintance. What did you notice on the box in a passage? Let us analyze this passage. Okay, this is an example of generalization. What do you mean by generalization? Generalization. It is a broad statement drawn from a group of facts about a topic. It must be supported by evidence that is logical and factual. Learning to make generalizations will help you develop conclusion and identify trends. In making generalizations, we may use the following guidelines. Number 1, we should gather information. Number 2, identify relationships among facts. Number 3, make a generalization that states a relationship and is consistent with the most of the supporting facts. A clue word such as all, most, always, usually, or generally signals that the author is making generalization. A summary restates only the main points of the text without giving examples or details such as dates, numbers, or statistics. When you summarize, you keep in mind the questions to 5WH and house questions. Texts are written for a variety of purposes, using different forms and standards of composition. These forms of writing are known as text types. We have two types of text types. We have the factual text types. It includes factual, description, recount, or persuasive. The literary text types include poetry, narrative, or personal response. One of its kinds is the narrative text. It is a type of literary text that tells a story. It presents series of events which can either be fiction or non-fiction. What do you mean by fiction? Fiction narrative may include picture books, cartoons, fantasy, adventure, science fiction, fairy tales, legends, fables, or plays. While non-fiction narratives include autobiography, biography, memoir, diary, and others. In fiction, it is not happen in real life. Non-fiction, it happens in real life. Let us now focus on the basic elements of narrative. The basic elements of narrative include the theme, setting, characters, and the plot. The theme refers to the author's message about life or human nature he or she tries to convey in the story. Or, in other words, this is the moral lesson that you see in the story. The setting answers the when and where the story happens, and the characters are the people, animals, or things playing an important role for the events. The plot consists of the episodes happen from the beginning, middle, and ending events. Let us read this passage. Mario stood calmly by the door of the principal's office while waiting for his teacher. He looked farther to check on his advisor if she would be coming because she was nowhere. After a few minutes, Spectacle Man was inside. It was the school principal. Mario told the principal about the purpose of his visit. He made his statement why he brought his cell phone to school. He told the principal that his classmates shouted at him in their classroom, telling him that bringing cell phone was not allowed. He felt weak, complaining his reason for doing it. He told the principal that it hurt him to have violated a school policy, but doing this made him feel secure to text or call up his sick mother at home. He told the principal that he was sorry about or doing it, but it hurt him because his purpose was concern of his sick mother. The principal patted the apologetic pupil on the shoulder and spoke kindly to him. This one is the text B. While waiting for his advisor to come, Mario visited the principal's office. His purpose was to explain why he had bought his cell phone in class. Earlier, his classmates noisily reminded him that bringing cell phone in school was not allowed. Nevertheless, Mario told the principal that it hurt him to violate the school policy, but he had to do it. Mario said that he felt secure to text or call his sick mother. The principal just patted the apologetic pupil and spoke to him kindly. How is the text A differ from text B? Okay, very good. The text A is longer than text B. Text B is the summary of text A, which is the original text. How are the two texts the same? How do they have the same ideas and detail? Likewise, you may also use a summary chart to organize your ideas. like in story drama. This one is an example of the story graph or the graphic organizer. We have the setting, the characters, and the plot. A. When and where did the story happen? B. Who are the persons moving in the story? C. What is the situation? D. How come it happened? E. How did they try to resolve the problem? F. What is the result? G. What is the story trying to say? Another way of summarizing a text is through scanning and skimming. Scanning, a technique of quick reading that helps you find the specific details or relevant information. When you scan, you only find the keywords needed to answer the questions. Here's the guidelines. Look for the key information. The key information is the key sentence or the main idea. Look at each paragraph. Locate the topic sentence, the first one, and decide what the main point is. Next, list the key points and include only the main ideas of the text. You also have main ideas, key sentence, and the supporting details to make summarized or summarization of the story. You can also use skimming. Just letting your eyes and mind skim over the text quickly as to note the most important points. We have here the guidelines. First, let your eyes travel down the page, lightly but rapidly. 2. Find the keywords that tell to who, what, when, where, why, and how. 3. Keep in mind that the first sentence in a paragraph or the first paragraph of the article usually contains the important details that give the general idea. As you scan and skim, you may underline, circle, or put any mark on the word or phrase which are to be remembered. You may write the summary in a complete sentence or two, just like in the example presented below. Here's an example of skimming or scanning. The Moscow Circus was the biggest circus group ever visited the Philippines. The show officially opened at 2 o'clock in the afternoon. This was held at Quezon City Big Dome. The 136-man Soviet group arrived on a big ship. The circus group featured world-class acts involving over 100 human performers, 10 lions, a team of clowns, a team of Cossack horses, the world's #1 hula hoop artist, and Iriwa Bogrimova, the tiger tamer. The Moscow State Circus has been named after the famous clown, the legendary Karandash, who heads the group. The underlined words contain important information about the passage. You can use it as your reference to summarize the topic. This is an example of skimming. So let us have an activity. Learning task number 1. Direction. With each statement or sentence. It is a generalization. Write yes or no on the following statement. Also, write the signal word. Number 1. All boys love to play basketball. 2. Some people are afraid of the dark. 3. Food. Why the grade 5 learners are respectful. 4. My sister and my brother are fond of playing chess. 5. Always wear face masks in going to the market. I will give you 20 seconds to answer. Okay, shall we start? Okay, number 1. Number 1, this is yes. The signal word is all. Number 2, yes. The signal word is some. Number 3, no. Number 4, no. Number 5, yes, always. Very good. Okay. Learning task number 2. Read the text below and make a generalization. Choose the letter of your answer. Number 1. Aryan showed her report card to her friend Kyle. Aryan received all on her report card. Her teacher said that she enjoys having Aryan in her class. A. Aryan is a girl. B. Aryan enjoys going to school. C. Aryan received as in all of the subjects. Okay, so what is the answer? The answer is letter C. Aryan received as in all of the subjects. Number 2. Canteen servers have noticed that when they serve green beans, the green beans often remain uneaten. When they serve squash, however, most squash are gone when the students return their lunch trays. What do you think is the generalization? A. Squash is a vegetable. B. More kids like green beans. C. Most students eat squash than green beans in school. Okay, the correct answer is letter C again. Very good. Number 3. Last one. A blue whale can reach a length of 100 feet. That is almost as long as 3 school buses. Blue whales are thought to be as one of the biggest animals that ever lived on the earth. A. Blue whales are the ocean's king. B. No other otter is as big as the blue whale. C. The size of the blue whale is very impressive. Okay, what is the answer? The answer is letter B. Very good.
How many of you were able to get an amazing score? Very good. Again, this is Sir Jesse Guzman saying, the roots of education are bitter, but the fruit is sweet. See you again next time. Bye-bye!